Hello guys, in this video I will review the latest camera gimbal from Gudsen called the Moza AirCross. This is the most compact and ultra lightweight camera stabilization system for mirrorless and pocket-sized cameras. This new gimbal from Gudsen is in a way very similar to the previous Moza Air gimbal, which I already reviewed and compared against other popular gimbals such as the Zhiyun-Tech Crane V2 and the FeiyuTech A2000. In that video I found they all worked great, but the Moza Air offered the best value and most options. So how does the Moza AirCross compare? Both gimbals are actually amazingly similar in the build, design and functionality. The biggest difference really is the size. The AirCross is a bit smaller than the Moza Air. As you can see, even the case is smaller. That's because the AirCross is designed for slightly smaller mirrorless cameras with a max payload of 1.8 kilograms. This will work with all the popular mirrorless cameras on the market today, such as the Sony Alpha series, the Panasonic GH4, GH5 or G7, G85, plus the Canon EOS M6 or M5, along with Nikon 1, V3 or Fuji X-T2 and X-T20. So if you're shooting with a DSLR, then go and get the Moza Air. But if you prefer mirrorless cameras, then the Moza AirCross will be a better fit. As with all Gudsen Moza gimbals, the AirCross has been beautifully designed to be both aesthetically nice but also comfortable to use. On the hand grip you'll find two buttons. The smaller is the power button, which you can also use to start and stop your camera if you use one of the provided cables to connect the camera to the gimbal. There are actually two cables provided for the Panasonic GH cameras and for Sony Alpha cameras. There are also two power cables provided, which will allow you to connect the camera to the gimbal and use the gimbal's battery to charge or power your camera. Getting back to the hand grip though, the power button can also be pressed 3 times to quickly reset the gimbal's rotation to its default. The bigger button is actually a joystick that will allow you to control the gimbal's rotation, plus it can be pressed to change the different gimbal modes. And there are actually 4 modes on this gimbal. First is the pan follow mode. The camera will follow you as you pan the gimbal left to right. The second mode is the pan and tilt mode, where the camera follows your left, right, plus up and down rotation. The third mode is locked off, meaning the gimbal will just stay pointing in the same direction no matter where you move. And the last or fourth mode is the roll follow mode, which is something that I was hoping all gimbal manufacturers would implement. In this mode you can also sway the gimbal from side to side and the camera will smoothly roll left or right for that cool Dutch angle. This gimbal will also work in inverted mode or upside mode in exactly the same 4 modes: the pan follow, the pan and tilt follow, the locked off mode and the roll follow. Next to the hand grip you will find a 1/4-20 mount for attaching accessories such as a monitor or a microphone, and below that is a 12.6 volt DC in connector, thanks to which a third-party power bank can be connected to power and charge the gimbal. On the other side of the grip is a micro USB connection for upgrading the gimbal's firmware. One accessory I would recommend getting is the dual hand grip. This attaches quickly to the hand grip on the actual gimbal, and it allows you to operate the gimbal with 2 hands. It can also be used to attach accessories such as the Moza remote. The remote attaches easily using the provided mount, and it allows you to control the gimbal with your thumb, as well as change the gimbal settings. It can also be used by a second operator within 50 meters. Another great feature of the remote are the built-in sensors, which allow you to rotate the remote and have the gimbal mimic the motion. For example, you can pan, tilt or roll while the gimbal will follow you. As with all the different modes that this gimbal offers you, you can adjust, of course, how fast you want the gimbal to follow your every movement. Moza calls this the mimic motion, and it's actually really fun to use. The AirCross also allows you to shoot time-lapse. Things such as shutter, time, duration, intervals, and even the path can all be defined within the Moza app. The app works for both iOS and Android. Through the app you can adjust all the gimbal parameters, perform sensor calibration, firmware upgrades, and you can also use the phone as a remote for full pan, tilt, and roll control. The base plate for mounting the camera is compatible with any quick release plate, ranging from 50.5mm to 55mm, making it compatible with both Manfrotto and Arca Swiss quick release plates. The gimbal is powered by 3 batteries that are the same as the original Moza Air gimbal. The charger has now been updated to a USB connection, so you can charge using any USB port. The batteries will last you around 12 hours, so it's plenty for a full day of use. So far I've been using the Moza AirCross for casual home video use, and it's always worked without any glitches or needing it to be calibrated. So overall I'm very happy with it. If there was one minor flaw or that I wish that Gudsen would fix, or maybe not a flaw but basically a function that I wish they would add, and I know that they can do this because it's just basically a software issue. And that wish of mine would be for a 5th gimbal mode that I like to call the all-follow mode, where the gimbal follows in the pan, the tilt, and the roll axes. Because right now they have the roll-follow mode, in which the gimbal also follows in the pan axis, but not in the tilt. And to me, I found that I often wanted to also tilt the camera up and down at the same time, but without having to use the joystick or the remote. So I hope Gudsen engineers are listening and can implement this mode. Other than that, I really love this gimbal. If you guys agreed, then please let me know in the comment section below. And of course, please don't forget to share and like this video. Also, subscribe for more gimbal or camera reviews, plus filmmaking tutorials I'll have coming up. Anyway, see you guys in the next one. Bye!